So I totally accidentally turned off the camera on the other one. I didn't even get to finish my rant about being lonely. I got that 5 minute thing working now. So at least I know every 5 minutes what time it is in this video. I'm gonna do 5 minutes, at least 15 minutes talking about what it means to be lonely because I didn't go in crazy deep on the first video. But it was nice. It was a good video. I liked it. I was really totally honest. Too busy looking at myself just a second there. Sorry. Um, okay, back to topic. I don't want to go over what all I was talking about earlier, but right now I feel good. I feel good for taking some stuff off of my chest, realizing that I have a ridiculous view on what it means, what it means to be in love and, my paralysis and being lonely and talking to people and just whatever. Me and my sister, when we spoke, the reason why I was going to confess to her is because I just felt so pent up earlier. I had a lot on my chest. And just now, right before I was about to make this video to get some stuff off of my chest, I was like, I can't just talk. I gotta calm down. Like, I was really upset earlier. So I put on some tunes. Then Issa called me and told me that she's bringing Mel over. So I know he'll be here in the next 30 minutes so we can chill because, it doesn't suck. It's a kind of sucks that I'm all by myself. The door's closed. I'm kind of hungry a little bit. I got my water to fill me up, but sometimes, you don't be, when you're used to having a lot of people around, you're like talkative and blah, blah, blah. You have people in your space. You always hear noise out in the living room because, I do live with other people, my cousin and her husband, her two kids, my mom and my sister, and Melo's always over here. My mom's boyfriend is always over here. Then other family members, periodically pop up, and our friends are always over. So, I live in a full house. It's fun. And I like it like that because I don't like being by myself at all. But lately, just been thinking about love. Been horoscopes been telling me this, and astrology. Just been feeling a little, I guess, lovesick or whatever. And there's certain conversations that I would like to have with somebody who's not really too much on my level, but somebody that I care about, I guess, you know. And I've been single before, but not for this long. And I don't really think that we were made to be by ourselves. So I don't know, having that concept most of my life, and now that I'm paralyzed, and I'm thank God I don't really have to deal with, my loins going crazy. Sometimes when you get really horny or you want to get affection like that, it kind of drives you crazy. But thank God I didn't have to deal with that. But now that I am starting to wake up more, and I am starting to feel it more, and it's like, oh, what would happen if? And I know that's what kind of triggered my sister to be disgusted with me too, because I kind of have the same view. Like, who would want to be in relations with a quadriplegic? And it's like, it's not only for that though. It's for everything that entails and that it comes with when you are in a relationship with somebody, and it's not only about sex. So I don't know. It's it was a really tough conversation, and for anybody to have that kind of opinion right now with me, it's just kind of like, well, I need love too. I mean, I may not be able to jump up and down and do all the crazy things that other people can do, but I can't believe that I even had that notion when I was regular against handicapped people. And I guess what goes around comes around, right? Now you know, and now that you're in that person's shoes. And me even admitting this out loud is like a humbling experience because, like, I don't really never discriminate against disabled people. But when you do see them, sometimes you stare at them. People stare have. I'll be going somewhere, like people will sit and stare at me, or they'll just come up to me, ask me what happened. I don't mind it, whatever. I try to be as nice as possible when I'm out in public because I don't see outside people much. So like when people see me like there, whatever, my head is itching a little bit, you guys. Laying on the back of my head all the time. That's why my hair is up. I would love to show you guys while it's down, but it's not my thing right now. I just got it done, so it hurts really bad. Anyways, and the fact that I had the notion that, oh, I would never be with a paralyzed person, blah blah blah, or I would not. I can't believe that I even was like that. Even till now, I still would like. I have a little friend. I have a friend who comes and sees me who's handicapped. He had a whole bunch of strokes and stuff like that. My boo, he religiously comes here every week. He visits me. He's really nice. But I'm not interested in him. One, not because he's disabled. Not at all. That's not the reason. I think I discriminate against old people. Is that the same thing as being disabled? I don't discriminate against old people. I'm just saying that I'm prejudiced against them a little bit. I'm sorry. I don't know how I sound when I say this. I could be sounding very evil, but I just, older guys to me, like he's only 12, 13 years old, maybe 10, I don't know how old. I know he's more than 6 years older than me. After 6 years, it's just, for some reason for me. Probably because my dad is really young. My dad had me at 15. He's like still in his 40s. So if you're already in your 40s and you're still like really close to my dad's age, it's like, oh, I kind of get disgusted. And then I don't know. I don't know. I think that's the only thing that's off for him. But if he wasn't that old, like if he was 5 years younger, teeth wasn't falling out or anything, then maybe it's really handsome. It's a really handsome guy, very nice guy. Intellectually, we haven't ever gotten on that level. And I don't think we will ever because we haven't yet. We've known each other for over a year. And I'm not saying he's dumb or anything. It's just like communication. But the things keep texting me like that. Our communication is just not there. I don't mesh with everybody. He's a cool person. I get along with everybody. But like get on that level with everybody. I only have two people that really, really can get on that level with me. I'm just so complicated and weird that I don't think even those two people sometimes can get thrown off of my weird and crazy ways. There's the reason why I felt bad for the person who I end up falling in love with or ends up falling in love with me because, I'm a lovable person. I'm a loving person, so I am going to find love. I'm just in that period where I haven't, wasn't really looking for it. Now that I am looking for it, I'm sure it's going to come. It's just, why would I want that to be, I don't want to burden that person, I already feel bad for that person because I know they're going to go through a lot of like, turmoil. And even when I do end up getting not being paralyzed, it's still a lot of trauma and it's still a lot of life that's gonna go through that person would go through. So let's say I'm not paralyzed anymore and all I can do is talk about the things that I learned when I was paralyzed and be all zen and be all great and, act like I'm better than people. There's always something going on. Nobody, not even me, could not be affected by this before and after. No matter if even I'm not paralyzed anymore, it's still gonna trickle down into the rest of my life, like everything else in your life. Nothing just happens one time. It feels like some things that happen to you in your life happen a million times. Like, oh, I didn't even want to bring that up. And now that it's a sad video, this is officially not a funny video. Or it's very heartening, so I don't want to cry, so I'm gonna say it. I was kind of molested. I was super molested when I was 8 years old by my uncle, and that ruined my whole life. It ruined every bit of my life, every second. And I hate to blame it, but it happened to me, and it did, and I'm still messed up over it, fucked up, crazy, and I had to use that word. And I know whoever may be watching this video that knows that I'm Christian and stuff like that, and I don't even really curse. I could curse because I used to be a sailor as well, so I've had a dirty mouth before, but that's not really my style. I like to use really proper words and speak well. Even me saying like, that probably was me being nervous knowing that I'm on the camera and stuff. Um, but really, like my whole life, I've struggled with those thoughts and those dreams and those, visions, like just talking about it, thinking about the experience now, knowing that I'm writing this book and that's one of the things that I really need to talk about. Um, it's been hard. It's been hard even talking right now. Let me pause this camera. Even now talking about it, it's like, ooh, it's sensitive. And I, I dealt with a lot of horrible things with those thoughts growing up. Like I blame myself for, I blamed myself for a long time, and forgiving yourself is like the hardest thing to do when you do something. And I've dealt with that throughout my whole life. It seems like ever since then, I just kept telling myself, you can't do nothing right. Look how you couldn't even protect your own self. Like you couldn't say no, you couldn't yell, you couldn't scream, you couldn't be normal, you couldn't keep that person from doing that to you. And thank God I had Jesus. Amen. My relationship with God has always been the front line of everything. Right after that happened to me, God managed to find me, and Jesus, my relationship with Jesus my whole life has been the anchor for everything, like this whole chaotic ship that I'm in. And now that I'm exploring all these other things in my spirituality, it's been like, wow, you can't leave Jesus behind. Like, what are you doing? And I'm not, it's just like I want to know about other stuff and, doing history and learning different techniques and finding different truths and stuff for other people is like, has been a very humbling experience. And it kind of makes you question your own faith and stuff like that. And then I come back to reality and I realize, but that was my anchor my whole life. And I thank God for just bringing me back every single time to my center, because it's really easy to get lost out there and not know who you are and not know what's going on. So I hang on to the things that are true for me and that have worked for me, and I try to deviate from the things that haven't worked. And thank God I haven't really made any of the same types of mistakes. However, I do make mistakes, and I do make a lot of mistakes. So, um, it's okay, though. I'm trying and I'm working hard and I'm doing what I need to do as a person, as a human, surviving. Because there's no manual on how to live, how to be, what to do, how, and no matter how much society wants to shape you into this whatever, you still have the ability to choose for yourself. And sometimes when you do make those choices, you want to kick yourself for them. It's not good to keep regretting them or whatever, because that's the type of life that I tried to live. Thank God I was able to push myself to the limit on a very regular basis, where I was able to fulfill a lot of my desires from a very early age. However, I deal with a lot of guilt still to this day about some of the decisions that I made, because they didn't turn out to be so good. Shit happens. And I don't try not to use certain words that kill me into the buggy, but look where I'm at. I'm paralyzed now. I was so sad and so depressed with certain things that just happened to me, that I found myself just thinking about death and looking final destination in my every move, like everything that I was doing. I was just thinking about how will I die today, basically. Like I just didn't want to be around. And I didn't I had already vowed after trying to kill myself when I was 11 years old from just 2 years of guilt, 3 years of how guilt of, having relations with my uncle. And it wasn't like he raped me or anything. It was just like, I didn't say no. He just did whatever he wanted for however long he wanted until one day when I did say no, he stopped. And then when he tried again a few years later, when I did turn 11, which I ended up trying to kill myself 6 months later after he tried to do it again, and my mom had kicked me out. Like it was like a whole ordeal. 'Cause he freaking traumatized me when he tried to do it again. Like while I was older and I knew better, I freaking flipped out and I took a whole bunch of pills and tried to kill myself. And after that experience, a whole bunch of craziness happened after that. So I ended up vowing that I would never try to kill myself again. So older, when things would happen to me that I couldn't control, just life happening, my son getting cancer and my husband leaving me and cheating on me and ended up, getting infected with an incurable disease. I broke down. I was sad and I just invited just evil thoughts of death in my life. Like I just didn't want to live. There's nothing to live for. And I can't believe that I was feeling like that so many times when I have my son and I have so many things to live for. I have my mom, my sisters, everybody, my brothers, everybody. I have so much love, so much of everything. Like I have no good reason to not want to live. But I just so melodramatically put these things in my thoughts, in my brain, that just weighs like life bigger than what it is. And I have some pretty good excuses, with some stuff that's happened to me that I had that were totally left field and could never really prepare for them. And it's just totally random. But it was like, whoa, why? Why, God? And, over the years, I've learned to not ask that and I've learned to stop saying, oh, it could get worse. Because the moment that you be like, it can't get any worse, is the moment it gets worse. Like, I used to be like, oh, it can't get any worse. And now it's, that's something that I really truly need to, like, get away from saying because, like, it will all of a sudden get worse when you say something like that. So now that I'm learning about laws of attraction, I now see it. It's in the Bible as well, where it says, what a man thinks is a man is. Watch the words that come out of your mouth. They have the power of death and stuff like that. I had to learn a lot of things the hard way. I can read something sometimes, like I'm getting advice for some people. It's just for some reason I seem to put myself through the wilderness for no good reason. And it's like that. Not like that. I don't get proper warning. Sometimes I get blatant no, don't do this, like from people, from God, from everything. And I just managed to want to go my own way, which is like a very stubborn way to live. And being that, I'm not the only one experiencing life. I'm not the only one bad things happen to, not the only one that, goes through these things. But sometimes when it just sits back to back to back like that, just seems like a phenomenon. And now I think with the things that I've been tweaking in my life, the things that come out of my mouth, my thoughts and stuff like that, I have to slowly wait for the harvest to come because throughout my whole life I've invested a lot in loving on people. And I've loved on a lot of people, so I guess my harvest for that hasn't come yet. I truly don't believe it has. Because for the past 11, 12 years, 11 years actually, I've been through too much. Too much to really comprehend. Um, So now that I'm speaking more positive truths in my life, I want to believe that I will start getting those changes. And I've always lived a life where I get what I want. So I wanted to be away. I wanted to be distant. I wanted to be cut off from the world per se. And I am now. Now that I'm paranoid, I'm cut off in a certain way that causes me to step back, take a breather, and be like, whoa, you were looking at the big picture. All you see is your now. I mean, all you see is your problem. I guess, yeah, all you see is what's happening to you now. You're not really, you know, looking at the bigger picture, basically. Well, yeah, well, I was looking at the bigger picture as if I would never get there, I guess. Not realizing that the now, it's a whole complicated concept. I had it all down packed in one video. But, I was always looking at the bigger picture, thinking, oh my gosh, look at all these bad things, and not realizing, like, not appreciating none of the good things, and not taking the time to just enjoy the right now, basically. And I know I sounded crazy saying all of that, but I got it kind of mixed up. I just know that now that I'm paralyzed, I have to not only be patient, but sorry, the camera keeps pausing, unpausing, so I have to pause it back. Um, Now that I'm paralyzed, I have to just realize, okay, you gotta take one day at a time. You gotta appreciate the people around you, appreciate the time that you have with people, because people really do love you, and no matter how much pain you see around you, how much suffering is going on, everybody goes through their own suffering, everybody goes through their own pain, and you'll get through it. And love is suffering, so you have to love life. And now I'm loving the body that I'm in, regardless if I can do everything that I want to it yet. I will be able to move my hands and arms again. I will be able to get up out this bed. I know that these things will happen because I'm doing the right things, and those things will come into my space. Just like I invited death, and there's really no good way to die into my life. Now I have to kick that out and brush it out and know that, okay, I'm going to live forever. Even if I were to lose this body, life goes on. Life. Like the essence of me will keep going on. There will always be lessons to learn, and it's an eternity of getting higher and higher and higher and higher. So in order to get higher and higher and higher, you got to know where low was. So now I'm at rock bottom, as they say, and now I have to go higher. And now that I'm tapping, like slowing my thoughts down, I'm educating myself. I'm listening to the right things. I'm, you know, educating my mind, feeding my brain, which was dead all my life mostly, like because of all the horrible things that I was doing to my body and my mind, and eating wrong, thinking wrong, saying, just consumed by that negative thing that happened to me. And this is my peak and plateau, I guess. This is my plateau, and I'm going the peak of negativity and plateau of my life. But I'm going up, up, you know. And up is more infinite than down. Like I don't think there's a, how people really truly believe in hell. Like I don't think there's a down to the pits of, burning hell and agony and craziness until there is no point of no return. Um, and I know that it talks about stuff like that in the Bible, but because it's not in the original language and in the original intention, and we're not talking to the direct person, the God in me doesn't relate to a place where there is no coming back from. I know there is a place where I've lived in my life, in my brain, in my spirit, where I felt detached from God. That could be called hell. That I feel hell all the time. Then I feel distant, detached from God on a regular basis, not only from the circumstances around me, but just, I guess, yeah, from the circumstances around me, from my state of mind and everything. And it feels like you will never ever return. I think when I'm in that place, especially now that I'm lonely and I'm in a place of something like that, it's not as horrible. But if that person is talking about that situation, and they might even particularly be in it, because a lot of these guys were in jail and going through a lot of suffering, they would include a place where um, they would include words, harsh, descriptive words that describe a place of no return when you when God comes back, whatever, or when God gets rid of all the people, or when you die and God judges you and says, you didn't believe in me and stuff. I don't want to too much go into that. I'm no preacher. I believe what I believe, and I already believe in God, so I don't really have too much worry about a hell. But I don't think anybody else does too. But that's just my opinion, and what somebody would say about that. But it is what it is. I guess I'll have to be educated on that one day. Anyway, I guess this is a 25-minute video that I need to get done, or not. I still want to talk, but I don't even know why I'm worried about the time. I don't make the video. I guess I make the videos. I want them to be watched, I guess. I keep going about the loneliness thing. Because I had nobody to talk to earlier. Still now I don't have anybody to talk to. And the reason why I feel weird right now, even talking, is because I know that it's going to be out there. People are going to be judging me on what I'm saying. And I don't care. But why? I don't know. Why not? I do care. I do care. I care what people say. I care what people see and stuff. So I guess I have to prepare myself to get hurt regardless. And hopefully not too many people go crazy on me. But I I can't imagine a world with not where it doesn't. Anyways, what happens when you're lonely though? I don't know. I can tell you all the things that I've been doing that's been keeping me from it, but it's all a ploy. It's all, oh God, I can't. My back of my head is itching so bad. Ooh, I gotta go. I got 3 more minutes though until the camera turns back on. Ooh, sorry, guys. That looks weird. My head is itching really bad. My nose should be here in the next 5 minutes, probably. Sorry. I was going in deep, but then when I started thinking too hard, my brain started itching. That's what happens. When I start thinking too much, saying too much, going crazy, my head starts itching. So then I slow down, and I don't want to talk about nothing but just scratch my head. And then once you scratch my hair, then this, like, whatever is released, something is released, like some type of liquid. It feels like is gushing down my brain and all throughout my body. Like relaxation, pleasure, and circulation all at once. It's so awesome. Like the first time I got a funny story before this camera thing ends, when I initially came to from when I was in the hospital, the first few things that I needed people to do was to scratch my hair. And like it was on fire, scratching, like, oh my gosh, like you just needed to pass your hand on my head and I would be satisfied. Like, you know how me, I like, you gotta go in deep. And my mom's heavy handed, so most of my life I had to deal with this monster on my head. So imagine, like, my head is itching, and the only person that really satisfied me, and well, the first person that I realized that I needed, that realized my crazy head itch, was my mom. So it's like, Mom, scratch my hair. She started scratching it, and she's heavy handed. She felt so good. I felt, excuse my language. She said I looked like I was having an orgasm, and I think it was better than an orgasm. Now it's regular, but before it was like, oh! Oh, Sabrina, come scratch my hair for me, please. I gotta finish this video up. And I'm sitting here talking about orgasmic scratching heads. And you just came right in time. Oh, perfect for the video. I still got 1 minute left. Come down a little bit. Come down. Come down. Come closer to you. Oh, Lordy. Come up a little bit. Down a little bit. All right. Come over a little bit. I guess that's where the braid is. Push against the braid. No, the other. Right. Come over to the line. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Right there. Is there something there? Oh, it's too tight. Should loosen up some of them in the back for real this time. Cutting circulation. Ow, Sabrina, what you pulling on?
It's like it's stuck between two dreads, that's why. I'm gonna have to just cut this. And I just saw Peter too.
Rub and rub. Come on, my scalp. Oh, that's so hard thing, Sabrina.
I'm trying to actually loosen up the hair for you. But I wanted to ask, did you eat yet?
No.
What do you want to eat?
I gotta turn this camera off. Hold on.
Get up, Peter, make him bring us something.
Peter don't love us no more.
He really don't. He really don't. But still, maybe he'll bring us something. If you ask. If I ask, he